Hi, let's learn simple interest. So why we call it simple interest? Because we don't calculate interest on interest. When we calculate interest on interest, that is called compounded interest. We will study that or understand that later. So first, simple interest. So let's understand some terms. So principal is the money which is borrowed or maybe deposited. So when we deposit some money in the bank or when we borrow some money from the bank, so that is money borrowed or deposited. So we can borrow from our family members or we can borrow from our friends. In that case, we don't have to pay interest most of the time. But when we borrow money from some professional like money lender or maybe from bank, we'll have to pay interest. So interest is the cost of borrowing. So we calculate interest, and simple interest is principal multiplied by time, then multiplied by the rate of interest. So interest is the cost of borrowing which we'll have to pay, and when we deposit some amount in the bank, then bank pay us interest, then the cost of borrowing is for us and we get the interest income, and the amount is the money which we'll have to pay in case we have borrowed money, or the amount we'll get at the end of the time if we have deposited the money in a bank. So amount is the principal plus interest, because we'll get our original amount which is deposited in the bank and interest, or we will pay to the bank the principal amount which we have borrowed plus interest. Let's understand it with the help of one example. So X has borrowed a loan of 5,000 rupees at the rate of 10% per year from a bank. So here the principal amount is 5,000 rupees because the loan he has taken from the bank is 5,000 rupees. Interest we can calculate as principal multiplied by time multiplying by rate of interest. So here the time is 1 year. So let's ignore 1 year, because if we multiply anything with 1, it will be the same. So 5,000 is the principal multiplied by rate of interest, which is 10%. 10% we can write 10 divided by 100. So if we solve this expression, so we'll get we can this 10 with 10, and then we can reduce 10 with 5,000. So we remove we get 500 rupees. So 500 will be the interest. So amount will be the principal plus the interest. So principal is 5,000 rupees plus interest is 500 rupees. So amount will be 5,500 rupees. Now let's understand. Now let's assume he has taken this loan for 2 years. So then principal will remain the same. Interest will be higher because he'll have to pay higher amount because for 2 years he'll have to pay the interest. So let's again put the value in the formula, 5,000, then rate of interest is 10%, and then we multiply by here 2 because he has taken it for 2 years. So then if we solve this, we'll get 1,000 rupees. Like we can reduce 10 with 10, then another 0 from 5,000. This 5,000 become 500, and then 500 multiplied by 2 is 1,000 rupees. So amount will be 5,000, which is a principal amount, plus interest, which is 1,000 rupees, which is 6,000 rupees. So at the end of the 2 year, X will have to pay 6,000 rupees to the bank. Out of 6,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees is the principal and 1,000 rupees is the interest. Now let's take one more example. Y has deposited 10,000 rupees in a bank at the rate of 7% per year. So let's find out how much he will get at the end of a year and what will be the interest he'll be getting. So principal here is 10,000 rupees. Interest will be principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time. Time is 1 year, so let's ignore it. So 10,000 multiplied by 7 divided by 100. Then it will come 700 rupees. So amount will be 10,000, which is a principal, and then 700, which is interest, 10,700 rupees. So Y will get 10,700 rupees from the bank at the end of the year, of which 10,000 is his original amount, which is the principal, and 700 rupees is the interest which he has got from the bank. So total he'll receive 10,700 rupees. So we can also calculate if we want to earn a particular interest at the end of a certain period. We can also find how much time it will take to get a particular level of interest or particular level of amount. So let's take one example. X deposited 10,000 rupees in a bank at the rate of 10% per annum. In how many years his money will be doubled? So he want to double his money from 10,000 to 20,000 rupees. So amount will be 20,000. Then principal is 10,000. Amount will be 20,000 because he wanted to double his money. Then interest rate will be 20,000 minus 10,000, which is 10,000. Interest will be 10,000 rupees, and interest rate we know from the question it's 10%. So we know the formula of interest. Interest is equal to principal multiplied by time multiplied by interest rate. So we know interest, which is given in the question, like he want to get 10,000 as an interest. So interest is 10,000 rupees. Then principal we know is also 10,000 rupees. Then time we don't know, so let's assume it's t. And then interest rate we know 10%. So we can write 10% as 10 divided by 100. So if we solve this, we can reduce 1 0 with the 10, and then we can reduce 1 0 from 10,000 rupees. Then it remains 1,000 multiplied by t, or t is equal to 10,000 divided by 1,000 rupees, or 10 years. So in 10 years, his money will be doubled at the rate of 10% per annum. And at the end of the 10 year, Z will receive 20,000 rupees.